Guten Tag, liebe Crowd-Gaming-Fans und guten Tag auch, liebe Gamezone-Fans. Wir sind hier jetzt auf dem Stand von Activision, um uns nichts Geringeres anzuschauen als Call of Duty Black Ops. Der Gore-Minister ist hier und hat sich schon eine formidable Präsentation angeschaut. Wie war denn so dein erster Eindruck?
Ja, auf jeden Fall sehr gut. Man versucht auf jeden Fall aus dem Schatten von Infinity Ward herauszutreten. Ganz einfach in dem höher, schneller, weiter, bigger, better, more badass. Und das sah auf jeden Fall schon höchst explosiv aus.
Also auf jeden Fall wird das, glaube ich, ein sehr, sehr spannendes Spiel, was man mal näher beobachten sollte. Um noch mehr Hintergrundinformationen zu bekommen, haben wir jetzt nämlich einen sehr, sehr interessanten Interviewgast, nämlich
mit Josh Olin. Und zwar werden wir dem jetzt mal die Frage stellen, ob es John Riccitello wirklich gelingen will, die Shooter-Krone zu entreißen oder ob die Shooter-Krone dieses Jahr doch wieder an Activision gehen wird.
Spannend, spannend, auf geht's!
Yeah. It really was it was a perfect opportunity for us to tell a story and to create gameplay that players haven't seen before in the Call of Duty franchise. So that was actually the number one philosophy at Treyach was, with how long the Call of Duty franchise is and how many games have been made for it, great games, but that means that players have had a lot of great experiences already, and we can't be recycling them. We don't want to feel like we're repeating what's already been done. So we wanted to pick an era and genre, first of all, that had new things. So the Cold War has all sorts of new locations and locales around the globe, new weapons, and then the Black Ops teams in particular, they had all sorts of new tactics and new missions and covert missions and deniable operations that they went on, classified stuff. So all of it was just that's Hank again, yes. All of it was just variety. So we wanted to create fresh new experiences.
Okay. There's been a lot of talk recently about how Black Ops is getting Activision in its ever marketing spend and pre-orders are up over last year.
Yes.
Do you think you've made a better game than Infinity Ward did with this?
That's tough to say. The game's not done. I think that we've made the best game that Treyarch's ever made, for sure, and we're in a great position to I guess, blow everybody's hair back in November. I want you guys to tell us if we hit that mark. I want the game to speak for itself, and I want the fans and members of the press like yourselves to let us know how we did, because we certainly invested everything we had into it. We focused every developer at the studio to work exclusively on Call of Duty after we shipped World at War. So that year we made 3 different games, and this year we're making only 1 game, which has 3 core components, which each has now a dedicated team to it that can focus just on that single-player, co-op, or multiplayer.
So about the competition on the market, John Riccitello from EA said before he won the shooter crown back with Medal of Honor. So
when did he say this?
Yeah, he said it. He said we want the shooter crown back from Activision.
It. Gotcha.
Right. So
I thought he said that he won it back.
He won.
He wants it back.
So you're not afraid at all about this.
No, I'm sure they're going to make a great game. They always do. I think that there's plenty of players to play both games, quite frankly. But Call of Duty's a pretty good game. It's a pretty tough one to beat.
So you will win.
I don't know.
Come on.
We're gonna let the fans decide that one.
All right.
I think we were over here.
He's with me.
Oh, well, there we go. Did you guys have any questions?
Maybe one more.
Well, we can do one more here. That's okay.
All right. We all know the airport scene in Modern Warfare 2. Will there be a similar scene in Black Ops? By the way, I was one of the gamers who loved the airport scene because I saw it's time for some radical stuff. And over on the presentation, we saw like knives getting into heads and hearts and stuff like that. It was a little bit gory. I don't think it's shown in the German version. But will there be some more controversial stuff?
Controversial is such a subjective term. I don't think that it sounds like you would not find anything in Black Ops 2 controversial.
No.
But yeah, so it's just such a controversial thing, or it's such a subjective thing. It's tough to say whether or not there will be things. It is a mature themed game for mature audiences, and you know, we're not shying away from the brutality of war, the grittiness of war. You know, I think that capturing that level of authenticity and realism is important in trying to immerse the players there. Anything we do it'll be to propel the story or to elicit an emotional response from the player, make them feel angry or righteous or sad. You know, those are all elements that help immerse the player that much more deeply into the world. Nothing that we'll do will be gratuitous.
Shooter games in general, I mean, real-world shooter games, and Call of Duty series in particular, has a certain theme of war glorification.
Of what?
War glorification. Putting the war as something that is above.
Oh, glorifying.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Glorifying the war as something that is above the normal life. Do you feel somehow responsible when you create such a... I don't think that's a bad thing, but is it sort of responsibility of showing what war is really like, or do you do it for, you know?
We do it just for entertainment. You know, we're not trying to like train people or educate people on what war is like. Yeah, we're not trying to simulate war, but we really just want to entertain people. We want people to have fun. And first-person shooter gamers tend to be the most competitive gamers. And what better form of competition is there than shooting somebody else virtually, of course, on the screen? So you know, I think that's why that's all we're setting out to make is an entertaining video game. Yeah.
In the presentation of the virtual brutality.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about how far can we go until the player who plays it feels uncomfortable with it? When is too much?
Yeah, I don't think that really crosses our minds, because we never try to do that, and you know, we would never try to be gratuitous. Anything we put in there is to further the story or to, like I said, elicit that emotional reaction.
Okay.
So if it's just not something we think about. It doesn't come into the process. All we think about is, like any other artist, you know, we want to make what we want to make, and we hope that other people enjoy it. Okay. You know, it's sort of our vision that this would be a fun game, and I think that you guys would agree, for the most part. You know, it's just like a musician or a musical artist. They'll make a CD and they'll put it out there, and that's their music and their style of music. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's pretty much the only thought process that goes into that.
Am I right in thinking that Zombies mode was confirmed quite recently?
The co-op mode we haven't revealed yet. What he's referring to, in case you didn't hear, like a week ago, I confirmed that part of the Prestige and Hardened Edition copies of the game is the 4 World at War Zombies levels playable in Black Ops cooperatively. But that's all we announced. It was just part of our collector's. We were revealing our special edition, our limited collector's editions of the game. We were revealing that the other week, and so that question came up as part of the retailers. So I just went ahead and cleared that up. As for what our actual co-op mode is, the rest of the co-op mode that ships with the game, we're not ready to reveal just yet. We'll reveal that before the year is over, though. Don't worry.
Can you give us some details about the German version? Maybe we saw bullets in the head and knife scenes.
We haven't submitted that level to the USK yet. The game hasn't been rated yet, so what you're seeing may not be representative of the final product. Well, it is not representative of the final product. It's not even done yet. But yeah, we're not sure. Of course, we understand there's some sensitivities with other regions with violent content, and you know, we don't want to have to cut anything. If we, in an ideal world, we'd be able to just ship this everywhere, and anybody who wanted it could play it. But of course, we understand that there are those sensitivities in some regions, and we have to respect that. So you know, certain things might have to be toned down a little bit, but we just don't know what yet. We haven't gotten rated.